Welcome to Wilcom Embroidery Fonts. I'm going to show you how easy it is to create a knockdown effect within any lettering that you want using your outlines and offsets feature within your software. I'm just going to highlight this object so that the entire font is highlighted, and then I'm going to go to my Create Outlines and Offsets. Now there is a Create Outline option. I'm going to do that one first just to show you, and I'll do a single run and I'll click the OK. And you're going to see that it does a fairly good job. The only problem is because this is a script font, it's seeing each of the letters and it's actually doubling over on some of the objects. So this will give you a fairly good rendition, but it's not going to technically be perfect. Now if you are doing this and you're actually dealing with a block font so that each of them are independent and not overlapping, you'll definitely get better results. Now I'm just going to undo that feature. We'll select it again. I'm going to go to Create Outlines and Offsets, and I can control the amount of offsets I want. So if I want to do a 2mm offset and I want to see 3 offset counts, I can do with or without holes. I'll keep it on corners. I'll click OK, and you'll see that I have options of offsets. Now I could go in now and actually adjust all of these manually and get rid of them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to choose one offset. So I'm going to go back to Create Outlines and Offsets. Let's get rid of the outlines. I'm going to do a single offset count, and I'm going to do it at 3mm, and I will include the holes, and I'll do a rounded corner, and I'll click OK. And what I'm going to see is I have a really nice clean object that I now have around the outside. Now because this is object based, I'm going to grab all of these objects within my resequence and I'm going to do them as a fill stitch. And now I have a fill stitch that is laying down. Now you'll notice that all of my holes have also been turned into filled objects. Now there is a way to trick the software into doing this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my first color that I can't see, which is my font, and I'm going to hide it. So I'm going to hide the selected object, and I can see that it's grayed out. And then I'm going to actually go to my show, and I'm going to get rid of the stitches just so I see shapes. So really I can use this as a template when I'm digitizing. Now if I just grab that fill shape and I go to my digitizing features, I can actually digitize holes, and I can come in now and I can very quickly do an outline around this object and make it look as close as possible to the one that the software generated. And I can just come here, and let's hit enter, and you're going to see now that I have a hole that's created in that object. Now I'm going to grab the object again, digitize another hole, and I'm just going to very quickly do this little piece right here and straight across, hit enter twice, and I've digitized another hole. Now I can get rid of those two objects that are fills, and when I turn my stitches back on, so I'll go back to show, I'm going to turn the stitches on, and I now have holes within my fill that are very close to the originals that the software would have generated. Now I can go back in and unhide all, and I'll just change the sewing order so that the fill is underneath. And now all I have to do is go in, turn off all my underlay, go into my fill. I'm going to choose a 1mm spacing, travel on edge, and I can see now that I have a perfect travel on edge knockdown stitch that's going to hold all of the nap of the fiber down, and all of these small lettering and small satin stitches will sew out perfectly on top.